Hey y'all, welcome back for another episode of Hogwarts Legacy. In the last episode, we saved Highwing, the Hippogriff, and we're on our way to now we got one of the main quests with Professor Fig. We just recently got the next step in Sebastian's, and I'm kind of interested to see where that one's going to go. So we're probably going to do that one to start off this episode. So I hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough. Alrighty, let's see. See what Sebastian's up to now.
Accio!
Need to meet Sebastian outside the Slytherin common room. Oh, buddy. Does this mean we get to go see the Slytherin common room? Maybe. Eye out for the pages. Oh.
Back, you boor! I've no time for idle chatter. Revelio.
Where'd that key go? Oh, there it is.
Revelio.
Oh.
Accio.
Slytherin common room?
You're here. Brilliant.
I received your owl. What happened with Ominous?
I told him none of us will be able to avoid dark magic forever. So the more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. Unfortunately, only a Gaunt knows the location of the Scriptorium's entrance, and Ominous won't tell me.
Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominous.
You? I suppose it's worth a try. But don't get your hopes up. Ominous is annoyingly stubborn. Nothing new. I know where he is. I'll lead you to him and then leave you to it. Come on. He's this way. Keep an eye out. Never know who's watching. Although that hasn't stopped us before.
Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught.
Damned poltergeist. Such a nuisance. There he is. Good luck.
Revelio.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment?
What is it? What have you and Sebastian been up to now?
Please, Ominous. I confided in you before about what happened with the Undercroft. Sebastian simply wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other fifth years. He didn't think you'd mind.
I suppose that makes sense. It's just Sebastian's been pestering me lately about something and I'm frustrated with him.
Don't tell me he's still going on about, what was it, a scriptorium?
He told you about that.
He did. We were talking about Hogwarts founders and he mentioned it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
Yes, well, he seems to think it contains the answer to saving Anne. I think it's likely full of dark magic that is better left untouched.
Wait, you've never been inside?
Of course not. I only know about it because of my favorite aunt, Noctua. She thought like I do. Didn't agree with the family on the use of dark magic. In fact, she'd hoped to convince my family that there was more to Salazar Slytherin than worshipping pureblood status. She'd heard of this scriptorium and thought its contents might shed some light on him. She even found the secret entrance in this very corridor. She wrote regularly to my father about her efforts to gain access, and then she simply vanished. No one else ever tried to enter.
I'm sorry about your aunt. Don't you want to find out what happened to her?
Aunt Noctua went down this path with good intentions and lost her life. I don't want the same to happen again.
You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory, get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
I see what you've done here, and I confess, you've convinced me. I didn't think it possible. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. Fetch Sebastian, I'll wait. I hope we don't regret this.
Sebastian! Over here! Confringo!
These braziers grant access to the scriptorium.
Now you'll share? You wouldn't tell me when I practically begged.
It wasn't you who told me what I needed to hear. Opening the entrance has something to do with threes.
Well, 3 heads are better than 1.
It's 2 heads are better than 1.
Something's happening.
I hope we're ready for this.
Revelio.
Remember, 3 braziers are involved.
No comment.
Come on, that was a good one. I do that. Occasionally. Looks like a locked door. We may want to look around.
To prove my point, we do not need to use the dark arts as my family instructs. When I reach the scriptorium, I will find evidence that there's more to Salazar Slytherin than we realize. I've written to my brother, he now knows how I access the corridor's entrance and that there's no straight path to reach the scriptorium. It's a maze with many challenges to solve. I hope that my brother will follow my lead and we can study our ancestors' legacy together.
A journal entry, signed by Noctua Gaunt.
Gaunt? Ominous. Your family was here.
I know.
Reparo.
The rubble formed a relief of a person facing a snake.
That That must be the voice I hear.
Alright, speak to ominous about the hiss. Parcel tongue?
The voice is ancient.
You hear a voice.
It started when you repaired that relief. I hear a whisper saying, "Speak to me." I'm a parcel mouth. I can hear and speak to snakes.
Parcel mouth.
Nearly all known parcel mouths are descended from Salazar Slytherin.
I'd like to be able to talk to snakes.
You might not want the ability to speak parcel tongue. It's often associated with dark wizards. I haven't spoken it in ages, but I'd wager if I speak it now, the door will open. I'm hoping you're having second thoughts.
Believe me, I am having thoughts, but I'm still convinced we should go ahead.
It's ironic. When I left home, I vowed to leave the dark arts behind, and yet here I am. Stand back. I can't believe I'm doing this.
It worked! Ominous, you possess a rare ability indeed.
Between the two of you, I'm starting to feel left out.
Between the two of us,
Never mind. There's no
Revelio.
clear way forward.
like a maze.
Confringo.
Salazar Slytherin most likely wanted this to be difficult to solve.
The door we came from, it closed. And there's more than one gate ahead.
Revelio.
Then look closely at each gate.
Confringo. Depulso. Revelio.
The brazier. When the door closed, it lit up.
Confringo.
The dial requires focus.
Aunt Noctua said the same. It may take practice to solve it.
Not so much
Matching the
practice.
symbols did open it.
Was about to do that myself, but you got to it first. Nice work.
Revelio.
Extraordinary, this journey is painful but rewarding. I shall soon find the scriptorium and discover untold secrets regarding our house founder. Salazar Slytherin intended more than what we'd become. I know it.
There's bound to be a map.
Noctua references painful and arduous challenges, but also rewards.
Painful. That's the part I'm wary of.
All I heard was rewards. Keep going. We've got more to solve ahead.
Search each corridor. It may not be
Lumos.
obvious which leads where.
There we go. Freaking dark.
Symbols on another gate will match this dial.
Top is that. Bottom is the triangular.
Revelio. Lumos.
Another gate.
Seems Slytherin like to play games.
Must run in the family.
Look in a mirror, Sebastian. That didn't sound good.
Salazar Slytherin didn't make this easy.
Alright. Top is moon, bottom is.
That sounded promising.
Another dial solved.
Impressive. Nice work.
Missed page. Salazar Slytherin buried his scriptorium deep within Hogwarts. I'm afraid I shall lose my way around these dark corridors. I am a descendant, and yet I feel unwelcome. Lighting these braziers in the corridors helping. I shan't lose heart. Challenge by challenge, I will make my way through.
This journal entry, it mentions getting lost and being unwelcome.
Revelio.
Oh, Noctua.
Confringo.
Failed the dial and it struck my face as if it were a real serpent. I must find a way forward for my family's sake. We should not require children to conform to old traditions. This scriptorium must have proof that there's more to our legacy than meets the eye.
Ominous, your aunt wanted to change your family's traditions.
She did, and she was my favorite person in the world for it.
Lumos.
A little dark in here. Gotta turn on Lumos. Oh, okay. And a triangle.
Another welcoming sort, was he?
That was a close one.
Excellent work. We're another step closer to the scriptorium. I spotted something ahead.
Revelio.
It's troubling.
This whole place is troubling, but for my aunt's sake, we cannot stop now.
The gate!
Well, that's
I
kind of
think we're locked in. Again.
Then Salazar Slytherin is not yet finished with us.
I've lost hope. I'm locked in. I heard a scream and saw the tortured faces. The only way forward is with an unforgivable curse. Even if I wanted to cast it, I have no one upon whom to do it. Salazar Slytherin created a malicious challenge indeed. My last correspondence to my brother, I'd invited him here. Now if he looks for me alone, I'll have led him to his death. Despite our differences, I wish him no ill. I wish we had parted on better terms.
Ominous,
Crucio.
a skeleton. And Noctua's last journal entry. She mentions being trapped here, blocked by an unforgivable curse.
This is where she died. This is where we'll die. I shouldn't have listened to either of you.
Ominous, I'm truly sorry about your aunt. But I know what to do. It's going to be difficult.
You said you know what to do.
Tortured faces on the door and Crucios etched into the stone. My guess is if we cast the Cruciatus curse, the door will open. That's why Noctua died. She had no one to cast the curse on. Ominous has the most experience with this. He should cast it. You seem to be in Ominous's favor. Will you ask him about this?
He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him.
Good. Work your magic, so to speak. Wish we had some liquid luck.
All of this could have been avoided.
Ominous, I hadn't imagined we'd end up trapped like this.
Salazar Slytherin did. He's to blame for many unimaginable things. I overheard you and Sebastian, and I won't do it. The Cruciatus curse is pure torture, I would know.
Sebastian told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice.
Should have known he would have told you. And one always has a choice. I'm as guilty as the worst of my family. Unforgivable curses won't work unless you really mean them. I had to want to cause pain, and for that I shall never forgive myself. That spell's the reason I have no family left. You and Sebastian will need to sort out another solution. If you cast Crucio, you will regret it forever.
What do we do now? Ominous is not going to cast the Cruciatus Curse again.
Ridiculous! As if dying in here is a better option than casting a damned spell. It's up to us. I can teach you Crucio, or I can cast it on you.
Wait, you didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio?
Because I'm not sure I do. Ominous knows that, yet he's left us no choice. I don't yearn to follow in Noctua Gaunt's footsteps. I think I can cast it if I have to.
Very well, I don't want to learn the Cruciatus Curse. I want to learn the Cruciatus, but you must cast it on me.
I want to learn the curse, and I think it's best if I cast it on you.
Very well, if that's what you want. To perform the spell, raise your wand, point it at me, and firmly declare Crucio. Hold on as long as you can.
This is going to have huge impacts on the game, isn't
Ready?
it?
I'm ready.
Oh, well then.
Are you all right?
That pain. I would have done anything to make it stop. But I'll
Revelio.
survive. Let's keep moving. We made it. We found Salazar Slytherin's scriptorium.
I can't believe we're here.
Sebastian, Ominous. There's a book just here.
You found something.
You two go ahead. Let me know what's in it. I'll wander around a bit.
May I have a look?
Oh, drinking. Should never come to an accord. I cannot persuade you, even if of one of them, to listen to reason. I dare to hope that Godric Gryffindor's thoughts were aligned with my own, that he understood why the calibre of student needed to be exceptional, but he was fallen prey to the ridiculous notion that Muggle-borns are somehow as capable as purebloods. He was furious when I expressed my displeasure at his thoughts on the matter. Thoughts he had not yet put face to. I tire of the discord and can no longer bear witness to the corridors full of inept children masquerading as witches and wizards. It is with heavy heart that I now know I must go from here. I shall place the creature into a deep sleep in its chamber until it can be awakened by one who shares my views. A descendant willing to reverse the damage that the others have so carelessly wrought. One who shall rid the school of those unworthy of Hogwarts that should serve only to stain my legacy. Ooh, buddy.
Revelio.
What do you think?
Looks like a spell book of some kind. This is incredible. A Hogwarts founder's possession. What an honor. Still can't believe Ominous never told me about his aunt and what she found.
What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook?
What I do with every book. Read it. Having professors as parents ingrained that habit early on. But I can do that later. For now, I say we explore this room. It's breathtaking.
I've been getting an uneasy feeling about this place. We shouldn't linger here. Let's find a way out, please.
Revelio.
I don't want to leave. But I owe you. Both of you. Without both of you, we'd never have made it this far.
We were lucky. We could have died. We must swear never to do this again.
I see a way out.
Best news I've heard all day.
Ominous. About your aunt.
Please, Sebastian. I meant what I said before. We swear, right now, never to engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
Understood. I'm truly sorry about your aunt, Ominous.
I suppose after all this, I am grateful to know what happened to her. Thank you.
Oh, buddy. We got the Crucio curse. Causes most enemies to writhe in pain as they take damage over time. Also curses victim. And that's how to get back to the scriptor. Alright. Unidentified hand item. Alright, let's go. Remove requirement. See what this item is.
Deke would like to talk with you when you have a moment.
Ornate black and brown gloves. Wow. That. Nice. Are we going down the dark path of the dark arts? I'm not sure yet. Maybe. Talk to Deke.
Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you wanted to tell me more about the loom.
Ah, hello. Yes, about that. Deke has had a thought. He...
Ah, new Vivarium.
Oh, seems the room thinks you need more space for your beasts. As Deke was saying, he's had a thought. Now, Deke knows how you can test the item of clothing that you enhanced in the enchanted loom. And perhaps help an old friend in the process.
What do you mean?
A house elf named Tobbs works for his master, retrieving leech juice in a cave near Hogwarts. Tubbs' master doesn't let him leave the cave. And Deke knows the cave is infested with spiders.
That sounds awful.
It is. Deke hasn't heard from his friend for a while now. As the item you wove in the loom has an enchantment that might be useful, Deke thought you could test it whilst checking on Tubbs.
I understand. Leave it to me, Deke. I'll find Tobbs for you.
Oh, thank you. Please let Deke know what you learn about Deke's old friend.
Guess we'll go to this one. And then we're flying on our hippogriff.
Oh, here's a pleasant surprise. High wing, go! This must be Tobbs's cave. I suppose I should head inside.
Revelio.
I'm gonna go down real well.
Confringo.
Missed your quota by 3 files. You know what that means. It means my loyal customers will be missing their bottles of Seamus' shrinking solution. Because of your foolish mistake, you'll be given no food for a week. I also expect you to punish yourself accordingly. When I return for the next shipment, I'd best see bloodied bandage instead of your usual idiotic grin. If you do not meet your next quota plus 5 extra vials, you will lose more than your food privileges.
Tobbs's master is awful.
Revelio.
Tobbs? Tobbs? Deke sent me. Are you in here?
Confringo.
Oh,
Depulso. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Blazing.
oh,
Revelio. Depulso. Revelio. Confringo.
oh, I just
Glacius. Depulso. Revelio.
oh.
Revelio.
How many spaces do I? Oh, I got plenty.
Revelio.
It looks as if Tobbs was here some time ago. He must have headed deeper into the cave.
That one's stuck.
Confringo.
Oh my gosh.
Glacius.
Spot.
Revelio. Confringo. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Depulso. Confringo. Revelio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Revelio.
Okay, you don't want to fall down there.
Protego. Revelio.
Spot a thing.
Revelio. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
Oh no.
Crucio. Depulso.
Master, if you are looking for Tobbs, it seems he has dried up all the leeches here and must move deeper into the cave. Tobbs hopes Master will wait for him to return. It's much too dangerous for Master to follow, and please be careful of the spiders.
That didn't sound particularly reassuring.
Revelio. Defendo.
I gotta use fire.
Confringo. Revelio. Depulso.
Oh god.
Revelio. Expelliarmus! Protego! Stupefy! Depulso! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Protego! Stupefy! Crucio! Defender! Confringo! 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 Expelliarmus! Depulso! Confringo! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Depulso! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Potato! Stupefy! Confringo! Stupefy! Expelliarmus! Glacier! Confringo! Expelliarmus!
Not my fault you're a deadly great spider.
Revelio!
Oh, can't forget this over here.
Confringo! Revelio! Confringo! Revelio! Confringo! Repulsor.
Oh no. I have a feeling that house elf is Tobbs.
Master, if you find Tobbs' body, the big spider was too much. Tobbs has failed you and deserves his punishment. Tobbs feels weak, sleepy. Tobbs must.
Poor Tobbs. Left here alone with the spiders.
Revelio. Repulsor.
Of course, the map's not available.
Repulsor.
That table looks familiar. Seems I'm back at the entrance to the cave.
Confringo. Expelliarmus. Glacius.
Eight legs is simply too many.
Deke, I'm sorry. Your friend has passed away.
I'm back from the cave, Deke.
Wonderful. Deke hopes you gave Deke's best to Tobbs.
I'm sorry to tell you this, Deke, but Tobbs is gone. It seems he was unable to avoid the spiders in the end.
Oh my. Deke was afraid of this, alone in that cave for so long. Oh, poor Tobbs. Deke and Tobbs once shared the same master. When he died, we were separated. Deke always wished Tobbs had been sent to Hogwarts too. Deke feels lucky to serve such kind witches and wizards like you. Deke will miss his friend dearly, and will raise a glass to him with a heavy heart.
I'm truly sorry about your friend, Deke.
Thank you. You are very kind. Deke could use some time alone to think, if that's all right.
Anti-venom. Remove requirement. Cast impacts on airborne enemies contribute more to the ancient meter. All my spells are gonna curse. The mandrakes. Defeat 70 spiders. Oh, might have something good. Gallantry cape. Puts my defense up 4 drops. Alright guys, we're going to end the episode here. Hope you enjoyed this. We just made it through the spider lair. Tried to help out Deke. His friend ended up unfortunately dying to the big spider that we defeated. And we just learned the first unforgivable curse. The Crucio curse. So, yeah. I'm interested to see how that one's going to play out. Using it on people. I tried it on the spider. Doesn't work. Barely any damage. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Definitely helps out the channel. Share, subscribe. Also, definitely helps out the channel. Try to get my channel pushed out to more people. But as always, until next time, peace, y'all.